Have you questioned whether or not you should buy that style when you try it on because you didn't feel like you were cool enough, good enough, boss enough, thin enough? Insert any word here that you want to explain where you feel like you were somehow lacking what you needed to wear something. Our limiting beliefs can hold us back, just like any other change in your life. When you have some resistance to doing something differently, the same thing happens right there in the fitting room. And last week, I was with a client who is in a prominent position at work. She is a leader in her industry and working towards making an impact on sustainability. And we started to work together because she was at this point where she had been trying to piece together looks. Like, she was buying things here and there. She felt like she had sort of a grasp of what she liked, but she didn't feel like anything was really cohesive. And I hear that over and over again. So she finally called me after she went on the shopping trip with her friend. She found a pair of jeans. She found a really cool jacket, but it somehow didn't fit this place that she felt that she was in, where she was in her career and where she was with herself. Like, it just somehow didn't feel cohesive and right. So she looked for a stylist and she found me, and we began that journey together. And when I put together a shopping plan for her, it included a lot of workwear items that we could update what she was currently wearing. So just to give you an example, she had some very beautiful pieces to work with. She was really into, like the detailing to things. She wanted things that were well made, that she could really wear over and over again. And when we went shopping, and I put together that plan for her, I really wanted her to try on things that felt a bit more modern. So an easy way to update something that you've had in your closet for a while is buying something new that's modern, pairing it with something old that you have in a new way changes the look completely. So for example, she was wearing like these, the tight, more tapered jeans, like the old J. Crew, the old Express, kind of pants to work. And when we went shopping, we tried on a straight pant. We tried on a wider leg pant. We tried on a pleated pant so that she could wear it with some of the other tops that she had in her closet. Another thing that she had in her closet before was she was wearing like shorter, tighter fitting blazers. And I wanted her to see what a longer blazer could look like, or a jacket that wasn't necessarily a blazer, that she could dress down and she could dress up. She was also wearing a lot of print, which I love. I don't often get clients that have a lot of print and color in their closet. So I was so excited that she had print in her closet. But what ended up happening is that she had so many prints, she didn't have any solids to really add to the mix and bring the pieces together to create really cool outfits. So I did want to show her some basics that could feel like her, but could really add and create more depth to those looks that she had with the prints and the other items in her closet. So when we were in the fitting room, it was so important to not only talk through all of these new styles and pieces, but to really show her how it was going to come together. And when we were in the closet together, it was like I had this like ultimate vision for her. And I know in her mind, she had this ultimate vision of what she wanted. So there was a point where we were in the fitting room and she did try on the wider leg trouser pants with the pleats on it. And she felt like she was really on the fence. And I really love and I encourage so much to talk through things, because you don't really understand. Sometimes you can say you don't like something, or that you do, or that you're not quite sure, but until you really ask the right questions and get more in depth with it, you can't really understand what to do differently moving forward, or where you might feel stuck personally. So when we were on the pants, I told her, I'm like, let's keep the pants on. Let's try on a few tops with it. I want you to see how it would come together, so then you could really envision what it would actually look like if you were to purchase it and add it in your closet. And we did just that. I told her, let's not skip out on this opportunity to see this, because not everything that you see with your own lens is really what other people are seeing. Sometimes we judge ourselves so much more than what other people are judging on us. So having that third perspective that is honest of, for example, me as a stylist, knowing what she wants, what her ultimate goal is, I was able to see that the pants fit into the vision, but she could not see it yet. So by the end of the 2 hours of shopping together and her trying different things on, we let those pants go. I told her, you know what, this might not be the pant, but we're going to try another version at a different store. And we did that closer to the end of the 2 hour shopping trip. I brought another pant that looked very similar to the other pant she tried on the first time. But after 2 hours of talking things through, seeing other pieces she really loved, going back and trying on things that she would have gravitated to on her own, and doing this like back and forth, by the end, she was able to take off that lens and kind of see it differently. And she told me these are not the exact words, but it was something around like, I actually like these pants. I just think that I felt like I couldn't put this together because I never had. And this is what I want. I know that it took time as we were shopping to switch on and see that I can pull this off, because what she initially was feeling is that she could not pull it off. And she said, I had to kind of like flip that switch, and I was able to see that this is what I want. This is a person I want to step into. But I didn't think that I could feel powerful. Even though that was her style statement, she said, I didn't know that I could feel and look powerful and look put together in this way. Like, she said that she liked what she saw, but it was almost like she felt disconnected for her a little bit with herself when she looked in the mirror, because since she hadn't seen herself in that light before, she knew how she was dressing before and looking at herself and being able to relate to that. But when she tried on this newer thing, it took her a little bit to feel into that vision. So it was in this moment, it was like this aha moment for her. And it doesn't always come quickly. When you are in the shopping experience and going through something and trying things on, sometimes that aha moment comes right away, and sometimes it takes more time. Sometimes it takes more than one day or a couple tries to step into something different. But as you get to retry something, you get to see it on. And I do always suggest, like, if you are somebody that's very visual or you can't see yourself in a certain style or thing, try to create multiple looks with it. Try to play with that piece a little, and having the right support of somebody that can help you, that stylist, do it. But if you do have a friend that could just be honest and could take herself out of the picture of what she likes for herself, of her own style, and can see you for what you are and what you want, getting that third perspective is super helpful. It can motivate you to keep on going and trying something different, or it could stop you. And just to let you know, if those pants didn't fit her, I would have been very honest. There are many times in the fitting room where clients want to spend some money on something that they really like, and I let them know very kindly, you know what, it could be a different thing, but you have enough of this in your closet. Let's put this money towards something that you really need, that's going to build on the other items that you have. So there are moments where you don't need a push into buying something. You need somebody to stop you because you have so much of the same thing. But in this case, I want to talk about when you are trying to step into that new thing. So when you see yourself in the mirror, you will either embrace yours. I mean, I see this before, and I tell clients this: you are either that client that you like embrace the change so quickly and you wondered, why haven't I tried this like so long ago? I can't believe I was stuck wearing like all those styles, and you feel like really good instantly. Or you're that client where you look at yourself in the mirror and you kind of tilt your head to one side and you're picking apart all the different like elements to what you're trying on, maybe saying things like, I wore this 20 years ago. How can I do that again? This reminds me of my mom. I don't want to like look like my mom. These pleats are making me look wider than I want to be. And maybe might even question, does this look good on me? Can I pull this off? It is all part of the process. And I like to tell people that, one, if you are really, really associating yourself with something when you see it, whether it's like you look like your mom or your grandma like literally wore that same piece, it is really hard to disassociate. So number one, if you are doing that, I recommend like not even trying to make it work. I'm not about making something work, but if there is a limiting belief behind it, then it is okay to question yourself. It is just part of the process, especially if you are somebody who's been wearing a lot of the same styles and the same brands for a really long time. Stepping out into new territory is scary. It's scary to see yourself trying something new because you do question, like, I know what I've been doing. And so doing this other thing, is it going to work? Is it going to look good? Are people going to look at me and question like what I look like and the choices I made? And you might even question yourself about how you feel. So I want to remind you that it is okay to feel into these new items that you are trying on. And when I work with clients, it's really important for me as a stylist to tune in to making sure that you feel comfortable with what you are buying and how you are feeling in your items. So I like to say with clients, especially first-time clients that are really stepping into this new space, there's a lot of small elements that go into personal style. Like, yes, we can talk about body type. Yes, we can talk about colors, but ultimately getting a good sense of the client's personality, their initial hesitations, the excitement that they have, and even their body language as they try different things. And, as they're exploring colors and styles, it's really good for me to catch on all of those tiny little elements because that is helpful. So I can see if you're here, how can we just help you step it up a notch, or elevate it just slightly where you feel really good, you feel confident that you're going to pull those pieces out and wear it. Because not always when you make change, even when it comes to fashion, even if you want this big thing, if you're here, you cannot step up here instantly. Yes, with fashion, you can get instant results by literally buying a new outfit. But if you're here, going here is going to make you feel really scared and hesitant. So you kind of just need to go up one notch. And when I work with clients consistently, the clients I've had for years, it is very easy for me to continually help them go up, because what happens is once they go up one step, they feel really good about it. And we also create that trust, and they know the honesty I have with them. I get to know them, and I'm able to see okay, how can we push it up a little bit and then push it up a little bit more? And I even have clients sometimes telling me okay, after that last session, I am ready. Let's do the print. Let's do this piece. Let's do that, because they see the impact it makes on how they feel, how they show up, and they start to feel comfortable in what they're wearing. So to really sum this up, are you cool enough? Are you pretty enough? Are you thin enough? Are you good enough to wear the new piece? Yes, you are. You are good enough to wear anything that you want, but you have to feel good in it. That's the most important part. Now, I want to have you save this. If you are somebody who needs that little pep talk when you are in your house actually trying things on, or you're in a fitting room trying things on, I want you to save this podcast episode. And here are the questions that I would be asking you if we were together in the fitting room. If this was hanging in your closet, would you pull it out and wear it? Or would you take it out and then grab something else instead? Be honest, because I don't want you spending money. I don't care if it's just $25. I don't want you to buy something that you are ultimately not going to wear. Number 2, make a couple outfits with it first. So I would tell you, let's create even just 2 outfits, 2 different ways of wearing this. You can pull some things if you are at the store, pull some things at the store that you can pair together with it. Or if you're at home, pair it together with a couple things from your closet so you can see the difference that one piece makes when it is in a full outfit. Sometimes trying on one piece is really hard because you can't envision the whole thing together. But when you see it together, when you see the shoes, when you see the top with it or the jacket, it changes it completely. And you're like, oh yeah, now I see that I could wear it. If I could wear it day to day like this with some sneakers and a t-shirt, I would totally do it. So make a couple outfits with that piece. And if you aren't liking what you tried on, ask yourself, what don't you like about it? I would ask you, what don't you like about this? Because just because it didn't work in that one brand and sort of style doesn't mean it wouldn't work in another brand. When I am shopping with clients, both virtually and in person, if I'm going to go back to the example of the pleated pant, if that pleated pant didn't work at Madewell, we would try it on in a different brand. We could try it on with a Page pant with the pleats. We could try it on with Vince with the pleats. And all of them, I will guarantee you, all of them will fit slightly different. And there is one that can work for you. Whether it's like a wider leg at the bottom, a little bit tapered, maybe one has like a thicker waistband, maybe one has a little bit of stretch in the back. Like all of them will fit slightly different. So don't discount something if it didn't work the first time. Seeing new styles on your body can be exciting and it can also be intimidating. But when you set yourself up for, I know what works for me, and you stick to that, it makes it really hard to open up your mind to try new things. So just know that within you, there is something more that you can create. There are more possibilities, not just with your style, but with your life that you can pull together and really make it you. You can and should wear pieces that kind of scare you a little bit, because you're never going to level up your style if you don't step out of something that is slightly scary. And I recently did this too. I went into the store. I do my own, you know what? I schedule my own shopping trips just like I do with my clients, because I need to be like intentional. I make my list. I have a plan. I set a date, block out that time so I don't get scheduled for anything else and I can concentrate on my own shopping. And I recently went to the store and I tried on this Veronica beard skirt, which when it was hanging, it was one of those things where it like lit up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it on the hangers. So beautiful. It's like this like perfect brown, like a caramel brown that's textured, it's stretchy. I'm like, this is my skirt. And then I tried it on and I did that thing that I talked about earlier. I like looked in the mirror and I did the head tilt. I'm like looking at it at every angle and just like finding everything wrong with it, even though I know I liked it. And why? Because it's that fear. It's that fear of trying that new thing. I don't have a skirt like that. I know that other people wear skirts like that. And as a stylist, you also have to understand that I see a lot of the same things over and over again. And I'm shopping for people over and over again, where sometimes I think like, I saw all the things. Do I already have them? Have I I think I've overworn something when I haven't worn it once. It's the weirdest brain thing that goes on in my head. But anyways, so the skirt, like super cute. I'm like, I love this. Why am I breaking and piecing everything wrong with it when I know it fits me? I know this is the style again, always stepping up my style. This is a style I want for myself. And it really came down to the fear of trying something new, because I know the skirt that works for me. I've been doing my little short skirt and it looks good, but I liked this midi skirt so much. And you know what? I did it. I'm like, this looks good. Why am I questioning myself? I am good enough to wear this. I do look good enough in this. I do not need to change anything about me. I can wear this. I can pull this off. And I even did the thing I just said before. I found 2 outfits to wear with it. I'm like, perfect. It literally goes with everything. Took it, wore it with a client, and not that you need compliments from strangers or anything, because sometimes they're just projecting things from themselves onto you. But that day, within 3 hours of shopping, I got 3 compliments from people on that skirt. And I was like, you know what? The work I do with my clients, I do on myself as well. You got to kind of push through those fears. And now I'm going to wear that skirt on my photo shoot that I have coming up. So you're going to see that skirt. And I'm going to wear it again and again. I could wear it through fall. So point done. You can wear the thing. And I want you to feel empowered too. When you have that fear, sometimes going past it. If you did not hear my podcast episode about wearing the damn dress, I talk about a client who had to overcome all of these things about how she was not good enough, thin enough, all the things that we all go through on a dress. And when she ended up wearing it to that event, she stepped into this whole other person that she would not have been able to step into if she just wore the same thing that she had been wearing again and again. So I see this with clients consistently. and even in my own life. So I want to encourage you to not be afraid to do the thing, to try it, to step into it, to get comfortable in something that feels uncomfortable sometimes, because you might just find a new side of you that comes out at the end. If you want support on building a good foundation to your wardrobe, if you have felt that you have been ready for a long time and you're ready to just like do the thing, we can set up a 20-minute clarity call. I want to hear more about what you're struggling with and what your goals are and help you achieve them. So if you want to sign up for a free clarity call, you can go to the link in the show notes, or you can also go to myclosetedit.com. All the details are there at myclosetedit.com. I would love to support you. And if you are not ready to do the whole one-on-one thing, totally okay. I have a ton of resources to help you along the way to keep you inspired and moving forward. And the latest thing I have on myclosetedit.com is I have the best, most comfortable summer shoes, because who doesn't love a good shoe that's comfortable that you can walk in and do everything in? So there's over 40 pairs. You just put in your email, you'll get a link, and you'll be able to shop from the shoes. I actually think I have to update some of those shoes because it looks like I just looked at it because I was buying a pair for myself and some of the shoes have already sold out. So I'm going to go on there and I'm going to update the shoes so you have more options. But I have everything from like sneakers, flats, heels, all the things. So myclosetedit.com. It's at the top. If you're listening to this in, what month are we? We're in August. At the very top, there's a banner and you'll be able to get a link to get that free guide I put together, the most comfortable shoes you can have for summer. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. And if this hit you today, if you had an aha moment, I would love to hear about it. If you just take a pause and you go to write a review, 5-star review, just share with me what you learned today. It would mean the world to me because this podcast is just conversations. I love sharing what other people are going through because I don't think that these issues are talked about enough. Like, I know we all have girlfriends, but being real about what you're talking to with your stylist or things that you're talking to yourself in your head and just making it accessible, I think is so important because we all want to say these things and we don't really admit it. So when you listen to this, I hope that you get some clarity and you feel less alone in what you're going through. Continue building a life and style that truly reflect you, and I'll catch you next time.